What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. SLOMTBR. Today we're gonna do something interesting. So as you know, I got a Nomad. It's going to a good home, man. 2021 used. It had some decent parts on it, but it came with pretty shitty brakes, if I gotta be honest. So it came with a set of guides RE, which are, you know, kind of entry-level trail. They'll stop you, but not in gnarly steep terrain. I mean, they will, but not as efficiently as you would hope. Coming from some really powerful brakes, I just got used to the power and I can't compromise on that. Safety is first. So I'm gonna swap them out for these bad boys right here. Some Code RSCs. More fluid can be held in there. They're just better overall. I bought these used and that's a surprise right there. I wanted to swap out the rear shock also because it's got a Super Deluxe Select without a climb switch. I mean, it's an enduro bike. Why wouldn't you have a climb switch on an enduro bike? I don't know. But again, this was the R build, nothing fancy, but I'm fancying it up myself. And remember, you guys, don't be afraid to work on your bikes. Even if you don't have a bike stand, if you live in an apartment like me, who gives a f? You can do it. Let me show you what I'm working with tools wise. Got my trusty hex set here. This is what I'm gonna use to take off the levers. This just in case anything happens. That so I can clean the brakes and the pads. Some sandpaper, towels. Let's get to it. Starting off with the front brake because we know that's easier. All right, front lever is taken off along with the whole brake assembly. Now to check if the previous owner's front brake was the same length as my brake, because if so, then we won't need to cut anything. Here's the new to me at least one. I taped it. So just gotta take that off. See how long it is.
That's what she said.
Just about the same. Now to put them on. Cleaning your brakes with rubbing alcohol and sanding down the discs and the pads provides longevity for your old used brakes and gives them a good refresh. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so you do need a bike stand and you do need better tools and you need to know what the hell you're doing. I couldn't get the rear brake on because of the internal routing. I couldn't route it even though it has tubes. The rear triangle doesn't, so it keeps getting stuck somewhere. I'm gonna let the pros do it at the bike shop. Another thing I ran into was the olive thing wouldn't come unscrewed off of the old brake, so I ended up just snipping it. And I know you need to use new ones every time and all this stuff, but I was hoping that I could just reuse it. The assembly was good. The previous owner was able to take it off. I just couldn't for some reason. I would have been able to if I had two things to clamp down on this and just unthread it, but I didn't even have that. So I wanted to show you guys the full situation. That's the old brake. That's the mess I made everywhere. That's the tripod. And it's just chaos. So luckily the rear shock did get here, so you guys are gonna get to watch me hopefully not struggle with that, because I think the mounting hardware is pretty easy. So let's go to the mailbox. All right, guys, it's time to install the Fox X2, the Float X2. Look at that. Previous owner told me that I could just use the Super Deluxe hardware on there, and I don't doubt that I could, but that uses the old style press-in thingamabob that goes inside, and I do not have the tools to press it out or in after, so the Fox hardware doesn't have that. I got this from the Lost Co, and look at that, they did include a sticker. The Lost Co is a badass company. I've been watching their videos for a while and shopping through them was amazing. So the Lost Co, you guys are doing great work. Appreciate you guys. Now let's see about mounting this and see if I don't mess this up like I did the rear brake. All right, guys, she's ready. But she is looking good. All right, let's put it on. I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited because this is gonna make my bike heavier. And we all know that a heavier bike makes you faster. And the Super Deluxe is off the bike. Look at her. Look at her. Soulless. Soulless without a rear shock. It's almost like a hardtail. Let's put that sucker on. You know I had to get that shot of me lubing her up, getting her ready. I'm too excited about this. That looks absolutely insane. Oh. Kashima. Not that it matters, but it's all golden now. All right, guys, when you're installing important parts like this, you always want to make sure you have a good torque wrench. You always want to make sure you're torquing it to the right spec. Otherwise, you could damage components, the frame, etc. So, you know, you got to make sure you're doing things right. And you got the right tools for the job. But since I'm broke, I'm not really broke, but it's just, I don't know. Comment if I should get a torque wrench. Anyways, that's how she looks like. Again, no back brake right now because craziness. But the front one already feels way more powerful than the old one. So we're gonna go in the parking lot, ride this a little bit, go get some Jack in the Box or something to celebrate. All right, guys. All right, friends. So it's 2 days later now. Like I said, I've completely failed that rear brake install. I don't have a bleeding kit. I don't have the appropriate tools to be doing that stuff. And I cut myself cutting potatoes today, so I let the pros handle that. It's not a hard job. Eventually I'll get to do it. I'll get my own tools and all that, but for this time I let REI do it. The reason I went with REI and not my local bike shops is because my local bike shops are just slammed right now. All of them said it would be at least 2 weeks of a wait, and I just couldn't wait that long. I mean, I can't even ride. It's gonna rain tomorrow and our trails are being destroyed by people who are just riding them, but I just didn't want to wait that long. I don't like my bikes being disassembled or anything being disassembled. I just don't like that. So come with me to REI. We're going to go pick up the bike. I will see you at REI. Let's ride this beauty. There she is. Sort of a little issue, but this is why I take your bikes to the bike shop and not REI. Let me try to focus there. So it's obviously not contacting all of the pad, but that's not a big deal. I can fix that myself. Just a quick reminder, REI is an outdoors store, not a bike shop. They're techs, although I'm sure they're very knowledgeable. Most of the times they're not mountain bikers, so you're gonna run into things like this. But really I just needed them to route it, which they did, and to bleed it, which they did. So as long as this is fine, I think we're chilling. Oh. And as I just said that, a screw fell out. Holy mother of Jesus. Okay, well, I got more work to do, and I don't know if I'm gonna feel safe on the, yeah, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure they did a good job on the actual brake. So let's get this in, work on it a little more, and then take it on a ride. Obviously not today, but we'll see, maybe a couple days. See you guys soon.